Hello, my name is Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. How to buy your first self-storage facility, how to build your first self-storage facility, both of those are available at the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. Go there, selfstoragequickstartacademy.com or creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com to find out more about it. I'm here to support the small investor. If you want to get in the self-storage business or you want to grow your self-storage business, I'm here to support you in creating true wealth and a fulfilling career. I love this business, every piece of this business. And as I stand here right now, April 15th is fast approaching. Now, I used to dread April 15th, but it has a whole new feel to me over the past few years. Has a whole new feel for two reasons. One, I'm in the self-storage business. Two, I get cost segregation reports. You know, real estate, and in particular self-storage, is a phenomenal way to maximize the tax benefits that real estate offers. All of your operating expenses, all of your interest write-off, even if you pay some of the income you pay yourself through management fees, are a tax deduction off your taxable income. Because you're in the self-storage business and you make most of the decisions concerning your self-storage business, this was active income for you. Or it is for me anyway. Talk to your accountant. But it's active income, and if it is, you can take all the deductions against your taxable income you want. You know, in 1986, the Tax Reform Act of 1986 under Ronald Reagan, I can't imagine a Republican doing anything like that now, but the Tax Reform Act of 1986 extended the depreciation period for commercial real estate. I remember all the complaining and woe is me, and that it's going to kill the real estate industry because the depreciation of a commercial real estate asset is now 33 years. I didn't own any real estate in 1986, didn't bother me at all. And then as I started buying real estate, that's all I've ever known. I thought it was a good deal. I could take the value of the real estate minus the value of the land, divide it by whatever it is, 33 years. And on top of all the other deductions, I get that deduction too against my taxable income. Seemed like a good deal to me. In 2009, I was sitting in Starbucks having a cup of coffee with a gentleman who works for the accounting firm that I was interviewing for doing the accounting work for our self-storage facilities. And he asked me, have you ever heard of cost segregation? I said no, and he just smiled, and then he proceeded to tell me about it. And what he told me sounded cagey, sounded fishy. All I've known is straight line depreciation. It didn't even seem possible to me. Then I went home and researched it on my own. And he was right. So, a quick story. I don't know the year. I think it was Walgreens. That makes it sound good for this story. But Walgreens was building a store, and they sued the federal government because they said that the light fixtures don't have a 30-year lifetime on them. That the electrical panel doesn't have a 30-year life on it. And the IRS, by forcing them to depreciate over 30 years, was causing them damages. They sued the government, and they won. Now, I don't know if the story went exactly like that, but that's good for this purpose. So the IRS went back, and they wrote out a long, thick, like the IRS does, binder that instructed people how to segregate the different components of a commercial real estate building for different depreciation lives. And by following the IRS guidelines, you can accelerate the depreciation of much of your self-storage business. Now, like everything the IRS does, it's very complicated. So literally, you have to hire an engineer, or more accurately put, The accounting firm hires the engineer. The engineer goes in and does a cost segregation report. That report costs us anyway, anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000. And at the end of the day, we get a report that drastically, I mean drastically, accelerates the depreciation of a self-storage facility. How much so? Well, they did an analysis for us, and in the first year alone, it added over $200,000 to the after-tax cash flow of that facility for the first year. I don't know the exact numbers, but I remember one facility, after we did the cost segregation report, we were in lease-up phase. I owned 25% of that facility, and during that first year of that cost segregation report, I remember that we distributed about $300,000 of cash flow, positive cash flow to the partners. And my K1 for 25% was a negative $72,000. That property literally sheltered from a taxable event all the income that I received from it. Cost segregation reports are the absolute best thing going. If there's ever an audit by the IRS, it's not me sitting in, or it's not you sitting in talking to the IRS, it's the engineer and the accounting firm. The IRS gives the guidelines on how to do the report. The engineer did the report. They talk about it. All I get is an accelerated depreciation table that we give to the accountant. It is the best thing going. If you're putting in facilities, consider getting a cost segregation report. Ask the accounting firm to run an analysis for you. If it impacts your taxes more than $8,000 or $10,000 or the cost of the report, it's well worth doing. Now the negative is that you do accelerate the depreciation, so you're getting most of it up front, and there's less in the further years of owning the property, and it costs $8,000 or $10,000. But the benefits for us far exceed the cost. So talk to your accountant. If you're not doing cost segregation reports, I highly recommend you explore and see if this is something you can do. You can literally do one this year for a property you bought 2 years ago, and then amend your past taxes to take advantage of the deductions that you miss. It is a heck of an opportunity. So that is a very brief overview of what a cost segregation report is. And the thing I like most about it is I have April 15th as a whole new feel for me than it used to. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer. Go to creatingwealththroughselfstorage.com or storageworldanalyzer.com. It is a financial analysis tool designed for people who are not good with numbers, not good with Excel, and it creates awesome financial projections for self-storage. It's designed specifically for self-storage industry. It's what we use to do the projections on all of the facilities that we buy. I hope it supports you. Thank you. See you later.